Hi, Dan Hasler here from Cut Through Coaching and Consulting. I was reminded recently of a research study which involved seminary students who were studying to join the clergy. They'd been exploring the story of the Good Samaritan, and the students had unpicked it and agreed that there's a real moral of the story there, and being a good Samaritan in broad terms is a very noble and appropriate way to act. If someone is hurt, someone's suffering, indeed you should cross over the road and give them a hand. But this research study wanted to see, so even if you hold something to be true, how do you act when the pressure comes on? The way the research was set up was this. They took these students who had largely agreed that the Good Samaritan was an important story to tell, and they were invited to tell that story at another university campus to another group of students. But when these students arrived at the university campus to tell the story, they were put under various conditions. One group were told when they arrived that, you've got plenty of time. The group are going to be over there in that theatre, just the other side of the campus. Make your way over, set up, no need to rush, you've got plenty of time. A second group was told, it's good to see you. You probably want to get a move on because we're going to be starting soon, but the theatre's over there and we'll see you in there. And the third group arrived and were told, hang on, you're already late. We thought we were starting 10 minutes ago. The theatre's over there, get yourself across there, set up, and we'll get straight into it. As these groups of students made their way across the campus, they came across someone who was obviously injured, lying on the floor. This person was an actor that the researchers had put there to see whether these students who knew the importance of the story of the Good Samaritan, who were in fact on their way to preach the story of the Good Samaritan, would actually act as a Good Samaritan when the opportunity presented itself. What they found was this. On average, if we took all the students into account, roughly 60% of the kids, or the students rather, stopped to help the victim. But it wasn't across the board. Most of the people who stopped to help were in that first group who had been told you've got plenty of time to get to your talk. As the level of hurriedness increased, the amount of Good Samaritans in that group reduced. In fact, in that third group, the group that were told they were already late, only 10% of that group stopped to help the victim on the floor, with the researchers noting that some of those students who knew the importance of being a Good Samaritan and were on their way to preach the story of the Good Samaritan, they actually stepped over the victim because they were in such a hurry. What the researchers concluded from this was it wasn't that the students who were in a hurry are any worse character or, didn't care or whatever. It's just that they were conflicted. They had another set of priorities. They had another source of pressure that actually served to override the compelling need to be or importance of being a Good Samaritan. I'm really interested in this story or this research because I see it a lot in our work that we do, whether it's in sport, whether it's in education, whether it's in business. We see where people's inner beliefs and true beliefs are often compromised by outside pressures. It's imperative that systems and leaders can be mindful enough to actually recognize and listen and hear when their people are telling them that what they're being asked to do doesn't sit well with them. And what leaders and systems and organizations need to do is recognize, what are we asking our people to do? Who are we asking them to become? Because if we're asking them to become somebody that they intrinsically are not, that's when you're going to see well-being levels drop, people being demoralized by a system, engagement levels drop, and to not put too fine a point on it, any measure of success or productivity will drop. If you've got any questions or comments, leave them below, or of course you can email us at hello@cutthroughhq. Also, we're really keen for you to share this as far and wide as you can, and of course we're always loving it when we get a new subscriber. But until next time, take care, take it easy.